You are born to be a creator. And I know that might sound really interesting because I know that you're a business person, but when I looked at your chart, I saw so much creativity, and I'm going to use the word creative, caring creativity. So anything you do, you put a lot of time and energy and care into it. How do you feel?
Feels good. It's right on point.
Is it a little weird for someone to...
It's kind of scary, but exciting that everything I'm feeling and doing is in my charts.
What if your destiny was written in the stars? Let's examine the lives of business leaders through their astrological charts. The journey begins now. Every person is born at a precise moment, on a certain day, at an exact time, in a specific place. Using that information, we can create a birth chart, a map of the sky at the moment someone is born. Astrologers believe this map reveals patterns about who we are, the challenges we face, and the cycles shaping our lives. In this episode, you'll watch a real astrology session unfold, and by the end, you can decide for yourself: is astrology surprisingly accurate, or just coincidence? Today's guest is Shelley Cramer.
So my name is Shelley Cramer. I'm the creator and director of the Saks Fifth Avenue Club, Hawaii. At the Fifth Avenue Club in Saks, there's a private shopping club. For people who want that extra touch, we order and curate collections for them. They come in, we have a tailor on site, and they just have a beautiful experience. Anything that Saks owns, we can get for you. So it's basically customizing your shopping visit. And we do girlfriend parties. We have husbands doing anniversaries for their wives to surprise them, or birthday parties. So it's definitely an experience, not just shopping. It's a shopping experience.
According to her birth chart, her sun is in Cancer, her moon is in Sagittarius, and her rising sign is Virgo. These three placements reveal how someone expresses themselves, processes emotions, and shows up in the world. In today's session, Alice will explore Shelley's chart and share what she sees in her personality, strengths, and life patterns. Let's see if Shelley recognizes herself in the stars.
Shelley, I am so happy that you giving us the opportunity to be here today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
So I have a question. Have you ever had an astrology reading done before?
No, this is my first.
Do you have any thoughts on astrology? Like, what have you thought about it traditionally in the past?
Well, I read it every week when it comes out in the paper. But other than that, I haven't really dived into it. So I'm really interested. I've had friends who've had their astrology read, and they've told me about it, and I found it fascinating. So it's going to be really great to hear about what my path looks like.
So I'm going to start by doing an overall read, and I'm just curious to see if you see anything in here that matches your personality. You are born to be a creator. And I know that might sound really interesting because I know that you're a business person, but when I looked at your chart, I saw so much creativity, and I'm going to use the word creative, caring creativity. So anything you do, you put a lot of time and energy and care into it. Now, Cancer is your sun sign. So that is a water sign. So when you have water in you, that's the ability to nurture, to grow things, to put your time, your energy kind of into something to make it grow. So that's the first thing. You have your sun is in Cancer. Your moon is in Sagittarius, and your rising sign is in Virgo. Now, the Sagittarius moon, that is a fire sign. And Sagittarian moons tend to have opinions. They tend to express themselves bluntly at times, and they tend to want to expand and grow and learn and share. So when I combine your sun and your moon, I know that you're very caring in what you do, but you also care about expanding knowledge, expanding people, just sharing things. Now, first of all, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Like, what part resonates?
Everything. The expanding, the caring. I love helping others, and watching people grow. So
you can see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you also have what we call a Virgo rising. Now, Virgo tends to be the detail-oriented part of you. So do you have a part of you that is a perfectionist or likes things to be a certain way?
Yes.
And when they are not that certain way, and it matters to you, do you ever find yourself being strong about your opinions?
Yeah, sometimes too strong. Yeah. And blunt.
So one thing about the Sagittarius moon is that it feels like there is a certain way to do it. And it's almost like you want to get there and you want to get there fast. And you definitely have like a desire to do that. Now, in a chart, I look for things like themes that are prevalent in your chart. So the first thing I'm going to say is you have the archetype, as I mentioned in the beginning, of the creator. So a creator is someone who can take what's already been done and put it together in different ways. That's one way we can see creators. We can also see creators in terms of being ahead of the curve, like having an idea for something and other people may not get it. So we can call it maybe very forward thinking. Do you see that in your personality?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In several ways, yes.
So look at your chart here. You see how this is a chart with all the houses, and down here in the third house, you have the moon. So that looks like a little sliver, right? Mm-hmm. So I look at things like the moon is in the third house. The third house is the house of communication. So this is an emphasis on the written word, the spoken word, ideas, thoughts. And so you have moon in the third house of thinking and thought and communication in the sign of Sagittarius, which is about expanding that out. So I know that whatever you're doing, you definitely understand the nuts and bolts of it, and you're able to put it together and share it. Does that sound? So I do know you're in fashion, right? Yes. I do understand that. Can you talk to me about how what I just said kind of matches your fashion?
Sure. So I opened up Saks Fifth Avenue in 2016 at International Marketplace. And we were very excited about it. I got to move home from San Francisco, so it brought me home, which was great. And then COVID hit. And so in 2022, we decided to close our doors. I was offered the opportunity to move back to the mainland, but I wanted to stay here with my family. And so I pitched a new concept to our company. Fortunately, they embraced it. We had a pilot test done here, and now it's expanding in 20 other cities by the end of this year.
So would you agree this is a very unique idea for you? Has Saks ever done anything like this before?
No.
Okay, so this is perfect, that creator part of you. And then how do you show your nurturing quality? When I look at your chart, there's this whole thing about nurturing an idea, nurturing a business, nurturing a person. How does nurturing show up in your life?
Yeah, so I have two girls. And I started several things in mind with them. So one was a concept that I developed at Sacred Hearts Academy. It's a school that they are from. And I created a Girls Got Grit program to help girls know that they can make it here in Hawaii in their C-suites. I brought together wonderful C-suite women of the community to help me develop this program. And now it's an accredited course at Sacred Hearts. But it gave a chance for the girls to be mentored by these amazing women, leaders of Hawaii, and provide a network for them so that they can come home. They have someone to call to open doors for them.
That's wonderful. So interesting. So I'm going to add another thing to your chart. So your moon in Sagittarius is that this is education, this is teaching, right? So that's part of it. And the third house is the ideas. Now you see right next to the moon, there's this little planet symbol that looks like a pitchfork. So that is Neptune. So when Neptune and the moon come together, this gives you what I call a magician quality, meaning the ability to create something out of nothing. Think about how a magician will pull a rabbit out of a hat. So you naturally embody this trait as a signature of yours. And the magician has I'll use the word, the intuition that is able to sense when something is right and to be able to bring it out and showcase it. Your advantage is you have all this creativity. So when I look at your chart, the first thing I saw was like, wow, this is a person who has an imagination. There's some And imagination is very different from creativity. So imagination is where you can see something, you could see the future of something. And the creativity part is, how do I take the pieces of what I already know and put it together to create that vision?
Okay.
Do you see that?
In many ways. I think currently what I'm doing now, and how to expand.
So I do have a question. Do you realize that your intuition is really strong?
Yes.
And then when did you start to recognize this?
Probably my late 20s, early 30s.
The reason why I ask is because the moon in a chart represents how we feel, and everyone has intuition, but depending on the position, some can have it more than others, more accessible. Now, your moon is at the very bottom of the chart, and the bottom's like the foundation. So I like to think of it like you are sitting closer to a door that you can hear things on the other side, and other people are sitting far away and they're like, I don't hear it. And you're like, but I feel it. I know this is right, because you are sensing things that are stronger. So I really want to encourage you to trust your intuition simply because you have it to the max.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now, I'm kind of done with the aspect of you and your personality. How do you feel?
Feels good. It's right on point.
Is it a little weird for someone to...
It's kind of scary, but exciting that everything I'm feeling and doing is in my charts.
A birth chart is a snapshot of the sky at the moment someone is born. But the story doesn't stop there. As the planets continue moving through the sky, they form new alignments with the original birth chart, creating cycles that astrologers believe correspond with important moments in a person's life. Now, Alice will look back at key periods in Shelley's chart and ask about events that may have happened during those times. If the timing lines up, it can also help confirm whether Shelley's recorded birth time is accurate.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about 9899. Now, there's Venus, which is good things, but I wanted to ask you about how your life might have gone through a transformation then. Was there a leaving of something, or is there a rebirthing of something new? What was the before and after between like 98 into like the year 99, 2000?
So I received my MBA in that time, and I met my husband in 1999.
So the death of being a single person without a husband to the rebirth into having a transformation. Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay, let's just keep going. I'm just looking for key dates here. And what would you say happened by the time you got to 2004? What changed from 2004 into 2005?
My first daughter was born in 2004.
Okay. So what happened in 2004, I just want to show you, it's kind of interesting. This is all very calculated here. So 2004, I'm looking at this one here. You see it says moon opposite sun. Okay. So it doesn't mean something happened in March, but it tells me that this was what we call a full moon period of your life. And so something brought you into a really bright state. Okay. And now you're saying it's your daughter.
Yes.
That was born.
Yes.
We're going to go to 2015. We're jumping ahead a bit because I see something here. In 2015, 2016, I'm looking at this thing that says moon crossing the 10th, again, 10th house of career. So this tells me, ooh, something triggered around 2015. And then as we move into 2016, you had some foundational shifts in 2016. 2016 was a big year for you. Yeah, 2016, big year.
So 2016, I was appointed to be VP GM of the Hawaii Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh,
so I relocated from San Francisco to Hawaii in 2016.
Okay. Do you remember the month by chance?
April.
You remember April? Ha.
April's when I moved.
Look at this. Yeah. Right there.
Really?
Yes. When Saturn, it's at the bottom of your chart right there in April, May. So something would have been like, I have a structural change, and it's just requires logistics basically a lot.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go to 2021 now. Okay, 2021. What was the new beginning that year? Summer of 2021.
Yes, I think during that time, summer going into 2022, we decided that we were going to be closing Saks. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like right around that summer and fall of 2021 would have been when you're kind of like anticipating that?
I think so, because it happened in the first spring season, right before summer when we announced. Yeah.
Well, I feel great about your past. So I understand, I think you resonated with your chart.
Yes.
And we got to point out a couple years that were quite significant. It's really easy to remember when you move cities or move towns or change jobs or change positions. So I feel good about that. Are you ready to hear about the future?
I am.
This year, I'll use the word, is a year of tangible structural changes.
Agree.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring these transformative stories to life.
Now Alice looks ahead. Using a visual tool she created called the Energy Calendar, she maps out the major cycles influencing Shelley's life over the coming months and years. Each colored line represents a different planetary influence. Pink periods suggest times of change and movement. Blue highlights windows of support and opportunity. And green marks other significant themes unfolding in the background. By looking at how these cycles overlap, Alice can begin to forecast the timing of future opportunities, challenges, and turning points. Let's see what may lie ahead for Shelley.
In this section, what I've done is I've taken all that data that you just saw that I did in the past, and I created something that I make just to explain the future to my clients. So I'm going to do that with you. We call it an energy calendar. Let me start by just giving you like an executive overview of the year, and then we'll go into some detail. Now, it looks to me sometime this year, and you can confirm this in a moment, this year, I'll use the word, is a year of tangible structural changes. So is there anything that you've been involved in where you have had to recreate, step up, change sort of the mechanism by which you operate, anything like that?
Okay, so we are currently looking at expanding just in general in Hawaii across the different islands with my club and different opportunities that may arise. So that's one thing. And just different people have come into my life this year as well over the past couple months.
This pink, notice how energy 2, it says Saturn, this is that little 5, it's Saturn crosses the 7th. The 7th house is a house of partnerships and business partnerships, relationships, and this could be letting go of people that you no longer really, it could be passive or active, like you actively chose to, or you're involved in different things so you don't see them as well. So we see some sort of partnership changes. And then you see energy 3, that one that says MC, Saturn is on your MC. MC represents career, reputation, business. And so Saturn always just sort of, whenever he comes around, it's time to make a change and you're willing to do the work to make that change. So this is a pretty, I would say, significant year, and it's not over. Would you agree?
Agree.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
Exactly. So you see how energy 2 and 3 started in around February of 2024, earlier this year. And you see there's a couple arrows here that are pointing up to this November, December, January time. Yes. And then you see how it kind of ends right here in February. So I would say that what you are currently in the midst of, you should start to see December, January, things starting to come together. And by the time you get to February, March, you're going to be on a new journey, put it that way. So whatever you're working on now will start to be completed. I'll talk about the new journey, but do you see that in your timeline possibly?
Yes. Yes.
So with Saturn impacting your 7th house of partnerships and your business career, I do know that right now you should feel like, oh my God, is this ever going to get done? Is there ever going to be an end to it? And my answer is yes, absolutely. It'll be a little surge in December, January, February, March. You will look back and say, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. So you will see some of the details falling into place, some of the things that are uncertain right now. Even if you're looking for certain opportunities to come up, they will come. And I say this because look up your energy 9. See, in December, I put a little star. It says Jupiter crossing the midheaven. Then go down to February, March, April, energy 9, Jupiter crossing the MC is the midheaven. Now, Jupiter, he is a planet of opportunity, abundance, positive things, just things that you desire. I call him Santa Claus because Santa Claus always brings gifts and doesn't owe you anything. You don't owe him anything. So Jupiter is going to be at the top of your chart, which is your business, your reputation, opportunities that come to you. So this will very shortly start to fall into place. If you're looking for pieces that haven't fallen into place, they will, and in kind of unexpected ways.
Okay.
So
I'm excited.
You can look forward to that. So then once you get to, gosh, I'm just going to say right around February, March, you're going to already start to feel like, well, that is done, but now there's a whole nother journey to develop. And it is going to be almost like, I'll use the word a reconciliation of where you've been, who you are now, bringing that into play and sort of veering in a new direction. So you personally will feel like, gosh, you know, it's amazing that my life has led me to be able to do these things. So it's a bit of a reflective time. So you'll be very underneath it all, very reflective over the next year or two.
Okay.
Now, the journey that awaits you in 2025 is going to be a little bit different. So let me try to describe it so that you can be a little bit more aware of what's happening. So starting as you enter the year, and I'm looking at energy 5 right now, which is Pluto and Mercury. There will be a need for you to get detailed about something. So either you're going to have to learn something new, research, figure things out. So there's a need to go deep. You might notice this if it's not in your work and what you do. You might notice it that you don't enjoy fluffy conversations anymore. That if you're talking to somebody, you want something deep and meaningful. That's kind of the vibe that's there. So you're under a deep energy. So when you're in, you're in. So it looks like you'll be very much into something, learning about new things that you might not have been aware about. So like I said earlier, taking stuff from the past, using it for the future, but there is this element of needing to research. So I'm just going to throw that word research. Research could be like asking people, do you know this? Is this? So there's a need to go deep and uncover things.
Okay.
Then starting around, I'm looking at energy 6 here, and energy 6, and it starts about February, March. Now keep in mind, you're in a good energy, you're getting opportunity, but Uranus hits the moon. The moon, earlier I showed you, was at the bottom of your chart. So it's and it's in the house of communication. And it also stimulates your own intuition. So that moon is being woken up. And so what does that mean? It means that you will probably, over the next 2 years, be your most creative self. So you've probably, like we started in the beginning, I said you're creative by nature, and I know that you've done creative things and you shared some things, you're doing creative things. I'm gonna say that the events that happen over 2025 and a little bit into 2026 and beyond, you will be almost like the master chef that's whipping together things in ways that people will just be really astounded. Now, that's the upside, right? That's the result. The downside of that is it's a lot of, I use the word chaos, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I don't want chaos. It's just that nothing is going to be set. So you're going to constantly feel like you're adjusting, and then a new piece comes in, and then you're adjusting. But at the end of it, like when we get to the end of 2025, you'll be like, oh my gosh, yes, there's something brand new that I've cooked up, or that I've cooked up in conjunction with these new partnerships that you've made. So it's positive, super positive. And then energy 7 comes into play. And again, the things that I'm describing now are over 2025. So they're not going to be evident. You'll be able to like go into like, oh gosh, maybe like summer of 2025, right? Which is not far away. Yes. And look back and go, gosh, I can see these new themes taking place. You're going to be over what you're talking about now. The things that are on your head right now, you're going to be done with that. But as we move into that, you'll notice you're becoming much more adaptable, much more flexible, using your brain, matching with your intuition. So I think you have a really unpredictable year coming up. I'm here to try to predict some things, but but the thing about Uranus, it's like unpredictable. You're like, gosh, I think it's this, but then it flipped to that. Oh, I'm so glad it's that. So be really open to twists and turns. Very much like if you've ever gone hiking, sometimes you feel like you're going away from the peak and all of a sudden there's a switchback and then you're actually closer. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Like if things that you set out to do don't seem to go the way you thought, remember what I said. Don't worry about it because the creative side of you just starts coming through. So it will be a very creative time for you. Now, one more thing before I get a little feedback from you. Here it says in December, energy 10, there's like a little line. It's December, January, February, and it's Moon, Mercury. So this is where you will encounter a decision to be made. The Moon, how you feel, Mercury, how you think. And so they'll be like, gosh, this feels like the way to go, but logically doesn't make sense. So there'll be sort of this internal struggle. You may talk about it with your friends or not, but you'll be like, what do I do? What do I do? And these are instances where I'd say follow your intuition. Like this is where your intuition is telling you something and your brain might be fighting it, but go with your intuition because you're under all of this really nice Santa Claus energy. And as we look at these blues on the top, especially energy 8, right around March, April, this is kind of almost like a lucky thing. It's like, I call it like the Las Vegas energy, something hits. So look forward to things hitting even in the midst of a lot of uncertainty.
Okay.
Now, that being said, what do you feel about just what I said? What can you see? What can you not see?
Everything makes sense, which is kind of scary. I think there are going to be, things have been presented to me where I have to start thinking about things and paths that I thought might be a little different or making me think differently before making decisions. Which was just presented. And so these are the months that you were talking about that are the months that are going to determine what direction I'm going to be headed in, which is interesting.
I am so happy and so delighted that you chose to open yourself up to a reading today. Can you give me just a little feedback on how it felt, the whole reading?
You were spot on every single point, which was pretty scary, but a good feeling. And I'm just looking forward to your predictions for the next 6 to 8 months, because as you were talking through it, I am going through things now. And I think transformation is going to happen. I just don't know what it's going to be. So I'm looking forward to it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
A year and a half has passed since Alice gave Shelley her reading and forecasted some of the cycles ahead. Now we reconnect with Shelley to see what actually happened. Did any of Alice's predictions come true? Let's find out.
I saw Alice in November of 2024. I thought Alice gave me a perfect reading. Everything she said was pretty spot on. I remember when Alice spoke with me about almost 2 years ago, what caught me, or what I remember the most, is when she said that you're going to go through a whole bunch of transformation, but you're going to have to do some research. And she told me, I don't know what that means, but you're going to have to do some research from within or just in whatever you're going to move forward with. So back in 2024, December, toward the end of December, our company, Saks Fifth Avenue, bought Neiman Marcus. So that was very pivotal in our company. We then turned into Saks Global. For a whole year, we were going through this transformation. All of a sudden, in January, we went through bankruptcy. Through the changes, unfortunately, Neiman Marcus Hawaii had to close. And it's not just Neiman's Ala Moana, it's Saks and Neiman's across the country that many of the stores had to close. And I think that was a big part of this whole experience, which was unfortunate. So again, we had to pivot. I'm happy to say, though, that we still have a presence of Saks Global here in Hawaii, which is our Fifth Avenue Club located at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. It did force me to think differently, which allowed me to meet new people. New doors started to open. And I think a clearer vision of what Alice meant when she said you have to do some research to see what your next path will be, if you're staying on the same course, if you're going to move and pivot in a different way. So I felt these ups and downs were essential for me to be where I'm at today.
Since recording this interview, Shelley Cramer has begun a new journey, accepting the role of CEO of Ho'ola Napua, a nonprofit dedicated to preventing child sex trafficking and helping survivors heal.
I think this new journey that I'm about to embark is pretty exciting. I'm equipped with all the tools in my tool belt, starting on this new chapter that's different but the same. I think all my work with nonprofits, my interaction with what I've done at Saks, and just relationship building all tie in together to make this next journey an amazing one. I'm looking forward to this next chapter of my life.
One of the themes that often comes up on following journeys is possibility, the idea that we're always growing, learning, and discovering new things about ourselves. So here's my question for you. What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't started yet? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If today's conversation inspired you, subscribe and continue the journey with us. It's free and it's the biggest way you help us keep doing this work. Thank you, and here's to the next journey.
Travel accommodations provided by Alohilani Resort, Waikiki Beach.